So thank you for joining my channel. My name is Parisa. Today's video is all about 5 different flower types beginning with the letter W, part of the A to Z flower series. Check out my Instagram called Parisa Flowers, and also I have an Etsy account called Parisa Flowers as well if you'd like to check that out. And remember to subscribe to this channel and click the post notifications bell icon so you never miss an upload. First flower beginning with the letter W is the Watsonia, and the meaning of this is innocence, purity and chastity. The colours that the Watsonia comes in is purple, orange, pink, white and red. The Watsonia blooms in winter, spring, summer or autumn. Some interesting facts about the Watsonia is that it's part of the Iridaceae family, part of a genus of 50 perennial species. These flowers are tall, colourful and vibrant to any landscape. The genus name is given after Sir William Watson, who was a botanist. The flower has a distinctive trumpet shape. The Cape bulge lily is an important flower that grows in burnt ground areas where fire was, like where there is sandy soil and rocky slopes. This flower makes pink or white trumpet-shaped flowers. This gives insects and birds that feed on these flowers nectar as a food source. The flower is bulb and perennial. The flower can grow to 80 centimeters. In traditional medicine, Watsonia is used as a good luck medicine. How do you grow the Watsonia? So you should ensure that you water at least once a week. The soil type that you should provide it with is neutral, acidic, moist, well-drained soil. You should plant the Watsonia seeds in autumn, and the sunlight you should provide it with is full sun. The food that you should provide your Watsonia flower with is slow-release fertilizer, and the flower will respond well if every 2 to 3 years they are divided into clumps. The flower beginning with the letter W is the wax plant, and the meaning of this is long-lasting love, riches and protection. The colours that the wax plant comes in is orange, pink, green, red, purple and white. The blooming time for the wax plant is winter, spring, summer or autumn. Some interesting facts about the wax plant is that it's low maintenance and it ranges in height from 10 centimeters to 300 centimeters. It belongs to the family Apocynaceae. In the genus, it contains 200 species. You can find the flower in the Philippines, Australia, Indonesia, Thailand, China, Malaysia. The stems are long and the petals are fleshy, thick, and the flowers are sweet-scented, star-shaped and look great in hanging baskets or in the garden. The flower was named in honour of the botanist Thomas Hoy. This plant can remove air pollutants, making the air healthier to breathe. Put the flowers in a vase. They will last for about 8 to 10 days, and ensure that you change the water in the vase every 2 to 3 days. For medicine, the wax plant can be used to treat sore eyes, inflamed eyelids. Tea from the root can be used as a tonic. From the leaf, tea can be made which can be used for sore throats. How to grow the wax plant? The wax plant doesn't need much water and it can deal well with varying volumes of water. The soil type you should provide the wax plant with is well-drained moist soil with a pH of 5.0 to 6.5 ideally. You should plant the wax plant in autumn or early spring. The sunlight you should provide it with is full sun or partial sun. The you provide your wax flower with should be high in phosphate. For example, giving it a 2:1:2 or 3:1:2 should be good enough for the flower's health. As long as the fertilizer is high in phosphorus, it will help it to bloom. Really giving the flower the high phosphate fertilizer 2 months before its normal blooming time will be more ideal. Flower beginning with the letter W is the whirling butterflies, and the meaning of this is superb. The colour that the whirling butterflies comes in is white. The whirling butterflies bloom from May until September. Some interesting facts about the whirling butterflies is that they come from the Gora genus. They are star-shaped flowers, they have green foliage. The flowers resemble butterfly wings. They look good in flower displays or garden borders. It's an amazing plant for attracting pollinators like bees. The flower is 75 centimeters in height. It's perfect for linking different flower groups together. It looks good in filling border gaps, and it is good for growing in cottage gardens. In terms of medicine use, I couldn't seem to find any information about this. How to grow the whirling butterflies. So ensure that you water once a week with about 6 inches of water in the soil. The soil type you should provide the whirling butterflies with is humus-rich, well-drained, manure-filled soil. You should plant the whirling butterflies in May or June. The sunlight you should provide your whirling butterflies with is partial shade or full sun. The food you should provide the whirling butterflies with is rich soil full of organic matter, as I mentioned before, to encourage the development of taproot. For flower beginning with the letter W, also my favourite flower in this whole video is the Wisteria, and the meaning of this is sensitivity, bliss, sensuality, love, tenderness, immortality and long life. The Wisteria comes in is lavender blue, white, lilac, pink, mauve, lilac and rich pink. The blooming time for the Wisteria is April to June. Some interesting facts about the Wisteria wisteria is that it's part of the legume family, which has lentils, peas, beans, and clover. Wisteria was named after Thomas Nuttall, a British botanist. Japanese wisteria has stems that twine clockwise. The Chinese wisteria has stems that twine counterclockwise. The flower is native to Korea, Japan, China, and East United States. The number of wisteria species is 10. If you grow wisteria from seed, it can take years to grow, so growers use grafted cultivars or root cuttings. You need to provide the wisteria with strong support as the stems are very thick. In terms of medicinal use, the wisteria can treat heart alignments, it is a diuretic, and the Chinese wisteria is said to be used in Chinese medicine. How do you grow the wisteria? Ensure that you water during the summer months of July to September to allow bud formation to happen the following year, as the flower will get dry between these months. The soil type you should provide the wisteria with is well-drained fertile soil. You should plant the wisteria between October and April. The sunlight that you should provide the wisteria with is full sun, so find a south or west facing wall. The food you should provide the wisteria with is rose fertilizer, which should be given every March, as this will provide the flower with magnesium and potassium for healthy regular flower growth. Last flower beginning with the letter W is the winter jasmine, and this means sensuality, beauty, love, and purity. The colours that the winter jasmine comes in is yellow and white. The winter jasmine blooms in spring. Some interesting facts about the winter jasmine is that to give shape to the winter jasmine, you should ensure that you prune the branches. The flower is a Chinese species which can cover hillsides. It has beautiful fragrant scent. If you're going to have the flowers against the walls, you will need to support it. If you're going to plant the flower, ensure you dig a hole 15 centimetres from the wall, adding a cane for support. Add mycorrhizal fungi and well-rotted manure, and you can propagate the jasmine by layering cuttings. For medicinal use, the winter jasmine can be used to cure liver disease, which is also known as hepatitis. It can cure cirrhosis, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not exactly sure on that one, and it can be used to treat abdominal pain, severe vomiting. It can be used as an aphrodisiac, sedative, and cancer treatment. How do you grow the winter jasmine? So ensure that you water every 2 to 3 times a week. The soil you should provide it with is fertile, loamy, or sandy soil, and it must be well drained. Should you plant the winter jasmine, you should plant it in autumn, as growing it in hot or freezing conditions should be avoided. The sunlight you should provide it with is full sun or partial shade. The food that you should provide it with is fertilizer every 2 weeks, and you can add soil mix into the garden soil too. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then be sure to check out other videos from the A Flower series, and please like and comment.